Hi, how are you?
Hey Timothy, how's it going? Welcome to
Good.
Grue.
Thanks. Thank you for having me. I'm happy to sit and talk to you.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. So like the first I wanted to start out asking you got a new film that's coming out soon to Till Death Do Us Part, and you direct it and produce it too. Like what drew you to want to make the film?
I was looking for something fun to do and looking for something cool and interesting. And I also wanted to collaborate with Natalie Byrne. So she sent me over this script and said, hey, this would be something cool. And I had actually gotten it from the writer, come to find out beforehand, like 2 years before, but I didn't read it. So I opened it up this time and I saw there was this quote from Def Leppard that was from Love Bites, and it was really cool. So I was like, you know what? Let's read it. I took a listen to it, and it just caught my attention. I felt like, look, this is something fun that I can do. This is something cool that I can do. And I jumped right in.
Wow, that's a great song too. I love that song. I love the band too.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So for anyone who don't know what the film is, can you tell us a little bit about the film?
Yeah, it's a about a runaway bride on the day of her wedding and the consequences she has to face as the groom sends seven angry groomsmen to come after her. And it's a basic cat and mouse, survive the night, fun movie. If you took a 1990s romantic comedy and turned it on its head, that's what you got.
That's great. I love that. And how did you wind up getting the great cast you have for the film?
I've worked with Jason Patrick before, I've worked with Natalie before. And Orlando Jones had a Carolina tie, so I went through his manager and his partner Karen, who is like a second mom to me to get him. And Cam Gigante had wanted to work with him from a director standpoint for a while, so we reached out to him and showed him some material, and he agreed. But it's a lot of personal relationships, a lot of going out to people. I saw Pancho Mueller at a comedy club here in LA. And I thought, if you play this guy like he's 7 foot tall and 250 pounds, this would be great. And we would have a good time. And, that's what we did. And we had a lot of fun.
Nice. And what makes a film good, I think, like especially if it's like a thriller film, is the score, the songs for the film. Like what goes into finding the score and knowing where you want to put it at for the scenes?
Well, I think every film is different, but in this one in particular, I had made a playlist ahead of time and I gave it to
Okay.
the actors to listen to. So I actually had a lot of these songs mapped out the way I wanted to do them because I didn't want to go in and try to figure it out in post because I knew that it was very song based. It was a movie where the record player is so key and such a character that these songs are so important that are picked. So I went in and picked those out ahead of time, and then we came in with a composer who worked really well to help us fill in some of the other stuff. But a lot of it was picked out ahead of time.
Oh, nice. All right. And where was the filmed at? Like how was the set?
Los Angeles, actually, believe it or not, we shot here in LA, and we had to find this very unique house that we could shoot in because it was supposed to be, a cabin on the lake. And as anybody knows in LA, there's not a lot of places with land and trees and isolated.
Yeah.
So we were lucky enough to find this place that had all these things, and it was beautiful, and the architecture was beautiful. So yeah, I was very stoked about that.
Oh, sweet. And I know you can't give too much away about the film because it's not out yet, but is there a scene from the movie you like most?
I love a lot of it. I like the dance scenes at the end. I love the opener, the fun wedding part. I love
Yeah.
the chainsaw. I'll say that. The chainsaw is one that, I envisioned from the beginning of the movie, and I love the chainsaw.
Yeah, same. And were there any? funny or cool stories from the set?
There's a lot of stuff. Like Pancho Mueller came up with the idea of, we were doing the scene where I'm supposed to come in or Natalie's supposed to come in, our character, and hide in this like basement type area. And there's the guys are supposed to be waiting on her basically in there. And they flip on the light and they're both there, and it's tall and taller. And Pancho said to me, "Hey, what if I jump out of this refrigerator, this right here?" And I said, "Really?" And he's like, "Yeah, I can make a meow. I'll do like a meow, something like a cat. Meow." And then I said, "Dude, that's so perfect." And I said, "You know what, though? When you're in there, you got to come out though pissed off as hell. Like it's your idea. It was your idea, but you're mad as hell at him. You're going, I'm freezing my ass off in there." So we literally came up with that in addition to, the way it originally was, which is where they just turned on the lights. So it was Poncho's idea. So I walk in and he's in the refrigerator coming out, and he did his scene, and it was absolutely hilarious. And it was very cool. So that was one of the scenes, those situations where you listen to your actors and your people you're working with, and something cool comes out.
That's really funny. I like that. And so what kind of songs do you like listening to? Like what's on your playlist?
Oh man, I love everything from, hip hop, country, rock and roll, 80s, 90s rock, anything. But I listen to a lot of 1950s music. And
Oh wow.
a lot of this stuff that's in the film, like Pretty Little One, and I like that time period where there were diners, malt milkshakes, the drive-in movies. So I like that stuff. I don't listen to it per se on a daily date basis, but I do have a record player jukebox in my house. So I have some Sinatra, I have all kinds of stuff. So I like a little bit of everything basically. But this movie needed that bubblegum, bubblegum,
Yeah,
boom,
yeah, definitely.
while people are getting stabbed. Dum, dum, dum. So that was the idea.
And if you had to choose a go-to karaoke song, what would it be?
I'd have to say right now, for me to sing, oh, that would be hard. Meatloaf. I'd do anything for love.
I like that. Yes, yes. And since this film falls into like the thriller horror type thing, are there any horror films that you like to watch?
Yeah, it's funny because I love the Final Destination franchise, and we got Jeffrey Reddick from Final Destination.
Yes, definitely.
And
Yes.
that's super cool because having him tied into this, with the deaths that we have, if you've seen the film, is very gory. So that's super cool. And Jeffrey's a good collaborator of mine. So yeah.
Oh, nice, nice. And when would the film be coming out?
Comes out August 4th, only in theaters. So you got to go to a theater. That means you too. You got to go check it out.
Okay,
Please. You need you to.
definitely, yeah. And where could fans follow you at and follow the film? I don't know if the film has its own site or not.
Film does have its own Instagram, and the film has its own site at till death do us part film.com. And it's got its own site, and then they can look at movie tickets on fandango.com. I have my own Instagram at Timothy Woodward Jr. and my own Facebook at Timothy Woodward Jr.
Awesome, buddy. Well, I know you got a lot of stuff to do, a lot more talks to do, interviews. So I appreciate you taking time and
I
doing
know, I
this.
appreciate you taking the time, and I'm really grateful you watched the film and that you liked it and stuff. That means a lot to me. So if you help spread the word and let people know August 4th, would be very appreciative.
Definitely, buddy. Definitely.
Thank you
Well,
so
have
much.
a great night and great rest of the week.
All right, thank you so much. Appreciate you so much. Thank you.